who's here, and yeah, we're just going to have a walk around. Oh, hi there, Nancy, our treasured home. Great to see you. And yeah, we're just going to walk around and look around and yeah, talk about a few worries that I have, and hopefully we get a few people coming in, and you know, everybody shares some tips and prayers and whatever. That's much appreciated. Very much appreciated, but we'll flip the cameras around. Oh, Milk and Honey, hi there. Heather, great to see you. Yeah, I'll flip this camera around and we'll just walk. And yeah, I haven't sort of been sleeping very well, so bear with me on that. But never mind, that's sort of what it is. We'll just have a walk around. We may sit down somewhere. And of course I appreciate everybody who shares this out, and appreciate all my mods who can help me in this live, because yeah, I'm nowhere near my computer to do anything. And anyways, never mind, that's what it is, but really wonderful to see you all here. So a big hi to Nancy and a big hi to Heather. I don't know who else we're going to see here. Did message a few people, but who knows, they could be busy or, you know, whatever. So whether we see everyone or not, well, I don't know. And of course, if everybody could smash the thumbs up and everybody share this out on community tabs and social media, that would be much appreciated. And I will remind everybody that you can share your channel out by typing in drop, D-R-O-P, and Nightbot hopefully should do it. So you can definitely do that and get your channel shared out. And of course, if anybody's got anything going on, you know, open collabs or even closed collabs that you'd like to get a few people involved in, please share out those details too. And of course, anybody with a wrench can share those links and share any special videos you may have, or channels you wish to shout out or anything like that. You're most welcome. We're just going to have a bit of a walk around and bit of a chit chat and whatnot. Whether we go an hour, whether we go more, whether we go less, who knows? It does depend who we get. Of course, here as we stream here today, with the upside down crazy time difference, it's Wednesday morning and we're looking at 10:16 a.m. as we walk around here on Wednesday morning. And then I would normally do this Wednesday evening for you all, or Thursday morning for me, but I've got a doctor's appointment at 10 a.m. tomorrow, so hopefully that goes okay. Had to go and visit pathology on Monday, get some bloods taken, so that'll be A1C, kidney function, liver function, cholesterol, whatever, spot sugar test, whatever. So lots of things there they're testing for. Just the usual 3 month, it's sort of turned into a 6 month blood test. The But the doc sort of wants those because I'm sort of on Ozempic and all of that. And yeah, it's been a minute since I've done that, so gone and did that on Monday. So hopefully the numbers will be okay, but I don't know. A very, very stressful 2 weeks, and so that could really impact on the numbers, who knows. For those who don't know, what's my sound and video quality like? It's sort of, I'm worried, hopefully the quality's okay. Wondering about that. But hopefully it's okay. Don't know who we've got here. Just waiting for the lights to turn, and I'll go across here and walk on a bit more. Oh, Suzanne. Hi there, Suzanne. Great to see you. Oh, thank you, Heather. It's good to hear that. Really good to hear that. But yep, those who don't know, I've been asked to leave the place where I've been living, and of course it's come up rather soon. Thank you, Suzanne. Much sooner than what was anticipated. I had to move early September. The other place was very nice, but they were going abroad and didn't know when they'd be back. Yeah. And so got a place quickly, and of course where I was at before this place, everything was supplied. So of course this new place, nothing supplied, so I had to go and buy a lot of stuff, and had to buy like bedding and a bed and everything, and I've done that on Afterpay, and then was hoping to get everything sort of paid off and then start to save again, and be ready for the next step. But yeah, it's come up that I've had to move much more quickly than what I'd anticipated, and it was originally she was making me get out by tomorrow, which just impossible, and everybody's been praying for me and reaching out to me, and I'm sure that God has softened her heart and given me a little bit more time, but not much more time. I have to move. It's December the 11th, by December 11th, which that's going to come up far too quickly as well, and it's still having difficulty finding somewhere, and my biggest problem sort of having a deposit and like either 2 weeks or 4 weeks rent in advance. That's a huge problem also. So yeah, that's causing untold stress and all of that, and this move is being far more traumatic than the last one. The last one I was sort of a bit prepared that I'd have to move because they were talking about having to go abroad to the Philippines December, and of course so it was sort of in the back of my mind and all of that. and was starting to look and all of that, but then that came up a lot quicker than anticipated, because the house owner's wife, her dad had got sick suddenly, and it was, not a very good prognosis, and so, they immediately had to go to the Philippines. And they'd been planning, once they were in the Philippines, to actually stay on there and then either lease the house out or put it on the market or what have you. Since they were thinking of buying some property in the Philippines and settling down there, well, at least for a while. And we're just sort of having a bit of a walk around here. Hopefully this is interesting for you all, and I'll sit down in a minute. But this last move that's coming up is really quite traumatic, because totally unexpected, and basically the place where I was living, it turns out her cultural differences between mine, it's huge, and we'd had a bit of an argument, and she's basically ordered me out, kicked me out. So that's what it is. But I came to Australia just before COVID, hoping to sort some things out with my real mother, and then COVID happened and derailed everything, and so Australia's been nothing but trauma and struggle and sadness and unhappiness, and I'm just wanting to get out of Australia, move on, and get among my people in America. And of course, now with everything being derailed again, that's not happening, and I don't want to be in Australia anymore either. It's sort of, too much sadness, too much trauma, all of that. And so, not wanting to be in Australia no longer. I'll sit down in a minute and see if I've missed anyone's messages. Hopefully my sound's still okay and my video's still okay. That we're not going to drop out. But I'll sit down here in a minute. There's just a park bench here, and just see if I can get some messages. Oh, sounds good. Thank you, Suzanne. Well, the messages are seeming to pop up here mostly, so yeah, that's an advantage. So yeah, what's everybody been up to? And yeah, we're a bit quiet today. I sort of started a bit later than what I'd sort of set this live stream to start at. I was sitting on the bus. Yes, yeah, it is, Suzanne. It is, and it's sad, and I'm going to have to let a lot of things go. This purse, I'll show you. I've had it since Indonesia, when I was living in Indonesia, and I'll put that onto Marketplace. I'm going to have to let it go. But things are pretty slow with selling it at the moment too. I've only really had a couple of scammers sort of contact me about that. You know, which is unfortunate. You know, the ones that are on Marketplace and saying, oh, we'll get a courier to pick it up, give us your detail, your bank account details, and basically what they do is they cheat people out of goods, and then they never pay them, and of course sometimes they get into people's bank accounts and even empty people's bank accounts, which wouldn't help them very much because I ain't got anything in my bank account, so that wouldn't help them. But a purse that's worth a fair bit. Yeah, they're everywhere, Suzanne, those scammers. It's a worldwide problem, and I think they've come from some countries, certain countries that have sort of come to all over, which is sad. It's the exact same groups of people that are doing it, and I wouldn't be surprised if it's actually gang related. I wouldn't be surprised if it was actually gang related, and the gang, it's probably the same gang sort of all over, which is really, really, really concerning and really, really sad. But all we can do is just be vigilant and not fall for their scams, because unfortunately there's not a lot being done about this. Yeah, they're everywhere. I don't know if it's just that they cannot catch the scammers, or if they don't, or if the authorities don't have the will to do anything about them. I don't know. There's a few people walking around here. I'm just on a woodland trail. I hadn't been along this trail for a while, and I thought, oh, I'll walk it and get out, you know, among nature a little bit, because yeah, nature's sort of quite therapeutic for many of us, and outdoors is therapeutic for many of us, so just thought I'd get out. And today's weather's a bit better. We had some very hot weather over the weekend. It was up to 95 degrees, which is too much for me, and I just don't like. And of course the sun here, it's so bright and so strong and so full of ultraviolet light, it's playing havoc with my skin also. And I am out today with plus 50. Yes, exactly. That's so true, Suzanne. There's people selling things. It often seems to be like electronic things that are boxed and in sealed boxes. You know, iPhones, iPads, Samsung phones, all sorts of things like that. Computers, high value things in so-called sealed boxes, and I have heard of people buying those things, and they're often at a very low price compared to what those items sell for through official channels and verified channels. And it often seems, or I've heard, the people actually get an empty box. The box is sealed, but it's empty. And you do see on Marketplace and things, people wanting to buy like iPhone boxes or Samsung S24 Ultra boxes and that sort of thing. are the people buying those boxes to get them sealed, that it looks like it's, you know, original packaging. Put some fillers in the box just to make the box a little bit heavier. And then, you know, selling those things as being original equipment and what's supposed to be contained, but the box is empty of anything valuable. I have heard of that, and I do wonder about that. I did get a text yesterday that I was supposed to do duty jury, but with everything going on, I hadn't even checked up on that, and so I was able to contact Juries Victoria, and they have deferred that until January. You know, as I told them my circumstances, and they were very kind that they said, well, we'll defer it till January, which, you know, I'm thankful for that. Because, you know, with everything that's going on, there's no way I could go into the city and perform jury duty. It just would be, you know, upsetting for me, but also when I should be trying to find another place or trying to get the next step sort of set out. And yeah, I was talking to a lady there by phone, and saying that I'm planning on leaving the country, and she said, well, just keep us updated on that, and if things come together with that, you know, you can actually tell us the circumstances, and then of course I would be exempted from jury duty, so at least that's something. But basically I do have a problem here too that I've sort of got to try and work out. I have a loan to the government that I've got to pay off, and then I can leave, and if I get that paid off, I can leave the country. And nobody's giving me the lottery numbers, so yeah, sort of what it is though. Oh, I think I've missed somebody's message here. Something came up on my watch. I might have to sit down here at a park bench and just see what it was. So yeah, just bear with me. Got to find a park bench, but yeah, hopefully this scenery is interesting for you all, and we've got a few small flies coming around. But yeah, hopefully this scenery is interesting for you all, and hopefully my yabbering's not driving you crazy. But you know, I just thought, yeah, an opportunity just to share what's going on, and of course I've had to pay, you know, rent for the next 2 weeks, so that sort of cleaned me out. The rent where I'm currently staying, and you know, my share of the electric bill and all of that. Well, this is a walking path, walking and cycling, although they do sort of from time to time cut off the overhanging limbs and that sort of thing if they get too low, so it's probably they just haven't sort of got to doing it again. That's probably all it is. It's probably on the program to do again by the council, which is the same as county. Well, a lot of the things too are hanging over again because of the high winds that have been lately around here. So that's sort of why a lot of the trees have sort of come over the path a little bit. Yeah, it's a lot to have on my shoulders. Yeah, it's sort of too much really to have on my shoulders. But you know, it is what it is. And yes, I certainly hope so. Certainly do hope so. It's yeah, rather a lot, and I know I missed your full comment, so I'm actually just going to sit down here for a minute and see what I've missed. I've got a baggie here that I've got to get off my arm. It's just somewhere to put this tripod in and that while I walk around, because you know, that won't fit in my purse. I thought, well, we'll just sit here for a minute and see if I've missed anything, and then we'll walk on a bit further. Just get this tripod to sit here a little bit. So yeah, just bear with me on that. But yeah, hopefully this is interesting just to see this trail as we walk around and chit chat and whatnot. But I'll get this message up and see what I've missed. Oh, thank you, Heather. Yes, hoping I'll find a place soon and get your loan taken care of. A lot to have on your shoulders. Yeah, so true, Heather. So true. And yeah, I certainly hope to excuse me, my nose is dripping. Oh yeah, I just had to blow my nose, so I just off with the microphone. So yeah, who do we all have with us? And of course, if you could smash that thumbs up if you haven't already done so, that would be really, really appreciated. And anyone who shares this one out in your social media or community tabs, that is much appreciated. Oh yes, thank you, Heather. Yeah, just come here with a nice view just to try and clear the mind a little bit. Get out into nature a little bit and God's creation. Thank you, Suzanne. I really appreciate that. Thank you. So yeah, just thought I'd get out into nature and walk and chat and all of that. And I don't know who we've all got here. It says there's 6 here at the moment, but how accurate those numbers are, who knows. Sometimes the numbers can be a bit inaccurate. Also, when you do live stream vertical, it does seem to go out to a lot of people on, I guess it's sort of on the vertical live stream shelf or what have you, and you get a lot of people sort of popping in and then popping out. People who I don't know, or they don't know me, or never been on my channel before, so that does happen also. Oh, hi there, Moon over Miami. Great to see you. And thanks so much for coming in. I appreciate you coming in. So yeah, that does happen also. But, you know, that's sort of how it is. And it can be great for views and can be great for watch time. I know, Heather, I've got to get you running on my computer again, help you out with some hours. But running a vertical live like this, Heather, I know you need watch hours, can really help your hours a lot. Oftentimes, I've sort of, you know, I've run one of these vertical ones for an hour, and I've ended up getting like about 5, 8, 10 or even 15 hours worth of watch time with all the different views for, you know, for one of these vertical lives. But of course you could only do a vertical live through the YouTube app. I don't know if you can do it on your computer, you know, on the Chrome browser. Yeah, you're welcome, Heather. I think it's only through the YouTube app on your, you know, on your Android phone or your iPhone. If you've got an iPhone, it will also do it that way too. Yeah, Heather, you could even do like a vertical live just walking around your farm. You know, a lot of people would find that interesting. And, you know, walk around feeding your animals, walking around your garden, walking around your farm, showing everybody your cows, that sort of thing. And that could get you a lot of watch time. And I know if you had a random pop-up, a vertical live, and I happened to be around and able to watch, I would definitely be running it. And if I'm busy, I mightn't be commenting a lot or chatting a lot, but I'd definitely have it running. And I would definitely let you know I'm there. I'd say, oh, hi there, Heather. I'm just, you know, listening and lurking sort of thing, but I am here. Definitely would do that. I'm only too happy to do that. I'll just flip this camera around. So yeah, I'm just sitting here at the moment, so you can see that I'm here, and this was the purse I was talking about that I've put onto Gumtree actually. It's a bit like Craigslist. I tried putting it onto Facebook Marketplace, but they ain't liking it because it's a designer purse, and for me to put it onto, because I kept banning the ad, for me to actually put it onto Facebook Marketplace, I would actually have to have the certificate of authenticity to show them as well. So they're not liking it. That's a bit of a worry. Because I think Marketplace would be far better than the Gumtree app. And, oh yes, that's nice. I've got to wait for the rainstorm to end. Yeah, are you getting enough rain or getting too much? Or because I know the weather for everywhere's been sort of pretty crazy. It's been crazy even in this country at times, but I know it's really been crazy in the States. But But you know, my dream is to actually move and live in the States. No, no, I don't have the original receipt, and actually it was a gift. My husband, I guess you could say, or my common-law husband, from when I was in Indonesia, and we'd done really quite well, and you know, lived quite a good life. It's not a rags to riches story in my case; it's a riches to rags story. um, but he died, and he died in an accident, and of course, oh wow, you got a storm, and it's been around a lot the last few weeks. Wow. Yes, I've heard that, a lot of drought in a lot of areas. It's been like that here in this country, I've heard. A lot of the farmers in this state are talking about what they call a green drought. There's been enough rain to give green grass, but not enough rain to make it grow. And so it's basically been a drought in this state down here, and a lot of farmers are very worried about that I've seen in the news. Do you want to look at me, or do you want to look at the view while we chit-chat? What would you prefer? Oh, hi there, Susan. Great to see you, and thanks so much for coming in. Yeah, I've got out to nature to do this, and just sort of talking about a few worries and all of that. I was talking about this purse that I've put onto Marketplace. Still not getting any valid messages about that, just a lot of scammers. And of course, yeah, that's sort of how it's been. Yes, Suzanne, yes, the fall was like that here. The grass was green but so short. Yes, yes, and totally can understand that. And Susan, we're also talking about, you know, at least everybody's prayers has sort of helped in one way. Originally I had to leave where I was living tomorrow, but you know, God has softened her heart, and I now have until December 11, which will come around quick enough. Nature Loves ASMR, hi there, great to see you. So basically, you know, I will have to leave where I'm living very soon, but not as soon as I thought. Which, you know, that's only through the help of God that her heart was softened to give me another couple of weeks to find somewhere. But of course, you know, I've had to pay out, you know, the rent in advance and that to her, and also like the bills like for water, electricity, gas, all of that, my share of those. And that's cleaned me out, of course, but that's how it is. Indiana Backyard Gardener, hi there. Wonderful to see you, Adrian. Wonderful to see you. And wonderful to see you, Nature Loves. I'm trying to think. Nature Loves, are you one of Kathleen's channels? I'm trying to think. Oh, thank you, Pixel and Steve. Thank you so much. And great to see you here. Oh, Joy. Yeah, I'm terrible on names, Joy, so you've just got to forgive me on that. Absolutely terrible on names. And of course, yes, I do enjoy your channel, Joy. It's one I'll often just sit back and let run while I fall asleep, and then sometimes I don't get to comment because I'm watching it on the TV, and of course the thumbs up on the TV is easy enough, but then to comment on the TV can be difficult, so it can be a little while before I get back to comment. And if I see an alert and I can do so, I'll put it on my watch later list. Oh yes, great to hear, Adrian, thank you, and I appreciate you listening while you get your dinner or get your supper underway. I really appreciate that. Yes, it is best on TV for sure, Joy, yes. A larger screen, it just sort of, you know, it's a bit better. And of course, when I'm watching things on the TV, if you have 4K available, I'm actually watching in 4K. Just flip this around, there's a bird back there. Don't know if you can see him on screen or not. Thought you might rather look at the bird than look at me. But yes, it is beautiful on the TV, and yeah, it's better weather than what we've had. I'll just see what this sports watch tells me what the temperature is, because I'm not able to get the temperature up on my phone at the moment because I'm using my phone to live stream, of course. 57 degrees, yeah, much better than what it had been. Over the weekend it had been up to 95, and that's sort of too much for me. Much too much. I will remind everybody also, if you type drop, D-R-O-P, Nightbot hopefully should share you out. 62, wow. But of course, if this cloud goes, it could get quite hot, and of course the sun's sort of quite burning here at this time of year. Oh wow, wonderful. Yeah, I'll look forward to seeing that in Gatlinburg, yeah. I'll look forward to seeing that. If you've filmed that, I'll definitely be watching that. Don't know if you want to look at me or look at the background. But yeah, my dream is to get out of Australia, and I'm sort of stuck here. And I dearly would love to live in the States, somewhere along the East Coast or the Appalachians, or even as far up as in New England, in the New England states. Oh yes, it'll be on your other channel. I'll be looking out for it. I know that I do have your other channel, and I'll definitely be looking out for that, and hopefully I can catch it. Yeah, I prefer the cold. I don't like the heat, and I don't do well in the heat. I got sun cream on today at plus 50 or 50 plus or what have you. The sun really plays havoc on my skin, and I just don't like it hot either. When it's cold, I can always easily put on more clothes, put on another jacket and a thicker jacket. And of course, there's nothing cozier than coming in after a cold day and sitting by a wood heater. Oh yes, it was not cold today, just beautiful. I prefer fall temperatures over hot. I love snow, which I haven't seen for a number of years now because it doesn't happen here. Oh, fireplace, oh lovely. I absolutely love fall, and fall where there's fall colours with maple trees and birches and oaks and everything changing colours. Oh yes, I totally understand that, Susan, and thank you. Yeah, it happens when I'm come into somebody's life. There's often so many that I miss, and sometimes, you know, it just moves too quick. Yes, a fireplace, it's absolutely lovely, and You know, there's even just, you know, a fireplace in the house, and this is just from memories. Even though the fireplace isn't blowing smoke into the house or anything, there's just a certain smell of the burning wood. Oh wow, you still have four colours in the Smokies. Well, I could live in the Smokies too. Well, I mean, of course, you know, that's part of the Appalachians. I hope I'm saying it right. The Smokies is beautiful. I could, yes, and the ambience too. Yes, I could definitely live in the Smokies somewhere with a bit of elevation, for sure. But I'm sort of love somewhere with where I want. I want fall colours, you know, with all the fall colours and maples and all of that, and also white Christmases and snowy winters, and I'm wanting all of that. And oh yes, that's great to hear. Best move we ever made was to the Smokies, yeah. And you know, a real spring, not a sudden hot weather like here. And you know, winter here, it's just grey and rainy generally, and damp. And for me, I found I much rather deal with snow. And you know, if I've got to shovel a bit of snow or get a snow blower, and every so often, that's okay. And I'm also missing, you know, homesteading and farm life and that sort of thing. I've been in cities far too long, and I'm just missing, you know, seeing chickens and ducks and geese and turkeys and cows and sheep and goats and everything else. Yeah, lived in humid Florida too long. Yes, I could understand that. A lot of the temperatures here are fairly similar to Florida, and it can get humid here at times, but also a very hot, dry heat, and the sun very high UV. Yeah, paying for heating is expensive. You know, I can understand that because paying for heating and cooling here is very expensive, and of course, in the summer months, one really needs AC here, and the cost of electricity is absolutely insane here in this country. Absolutely insane. My share of the last electric bill, $67. Yeah, get a heat stove. Yes, I definitely would. You know, if I was up north, I'd be looking for somewhere with a heat stove. Yes, for sure. But my share of the electricity bill that I had to pay last week was $67, and the gas and water, that was $37. So you know, I paid out basically I paid out $100 just for utilities for last month, which I did just the other day. A heat stove warms you and cooks food. Yes, so true. I do remember the smell of splitting wood too, and it was sort of something special. And somebody said, "Oh, wood heat warms you two or three times." You know, when you get it when you know, maybe split it or bring it in or whatever, and then when you burn it. So yeah, that's quite interesting. And yes, it warms you a number of times. And yeah, that's sort of really quite interesting. Also, I must thank everybody who's jumped on board and subscribed to my channel. a day or two ago. The numbers just clicked over to 10K, which is absolutely amazing. Yeah, that that was it's going to be worse than that in the summer months, of course. That was spring. That was spring without needing AC, without needing heating. That was basically lights, electrical appliances, television, that sort of thing. But that was my share, 67, so that was half the bill. So 167, I think that's about 130 in total. That's what the bill was, 130 in total. So yeah, I just had a half share that I had to pay for that. If anybody who's interested. And of course, the water and the gas, 37 something, that was a half share of that. So, $70 something was the total for last month, for, your just the water and the gas, that sort of thing. If anybody who's interested in that. I will remind everybody also, who hasn't already done so or wishes to do so again, to share your channel links out, to type drop, DROP. Yes, it definitely all adds up for sure, yes. And energy bills are absolutely crazy. And then the water here is absolutely crazy. The bills just the way they've gone. And I haven't sort of paid much for food in the last 2 weeks because I haven't been eating. Haven't sort of really felt like eating much, so just eat a little bit of what I've sort of had put away, and but the food costs here are absolutely ridiculous also. But haven't sort of paid a lot in buying food because I haven't been eating, and feeling pretty flat and depressed, and the last thing I feel like is eating, so maybe that will help the scales a little bit. There's a school group just walking past here. They're walking down from the beach to seaside because oh, thank you, Adrian. Yeah, thank you. Try to keep yourself healthy. Yeah. Sort of feeling a bit depressed and flat, and so it's not so easy to do, if you know what I mean. And of course, I'm just hoping and praying for a miracle, that I can find somewhere short term until I can leave Australia, and I'm also praying that things sort of come together that I could leave Australia within a couple of months. Basically, if everything come through, basically all I've got to do is, pay off this debt to the Australian government, pay that off, and get my passport returned, a new passport, and then get some tickets, book some tickets, book tickets and travel insurances, whatever, and then just go. So, if I could get to the States within 2 months would be lovely, and that would be really prayers answered, actually. But it would sort of take a miracle at this stage. the way things are. Basically, after my partner, after he died, we'd had investments in Citibank, and I think you all know what happened there, 2008, 2009. Basically, I lost a lot, and so had to pretty much start again. So basically I did a course in Indonesia on teaching English as a foreign language. Of course, there was a fair bit of demand for English teachers in Southeast Asia at the time, and English teachers who were native English speakers. So did a course on that, and then taught for a little while in Indonesia, then moved to Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, and taught there for 9 months. And then got a job in Thailand teaching around some schools and language centres and all of that. And things were going fairly well, and I was able to sort of keep my head above water, so to speak. But then the Thai floods happened, and some big Thai floods, and of course all the schools were closed down, and no work. And basically what happened was I didn't have money to live, didn't have money to renew my visa or anything like that. And because I had Australian citizenship, DFAT actually, Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade in Australia actually paid my fine that I had. I had a fine that I had to pay for the overstay on the visa and an air flight to Australia. Came to Australia with about $5 in my pocket, and ended up in a shelter, and I would have been about 4 months in that shelter. Horrible, horrible, horrible place, and never want to be forced to live in such a place ever again. Me, the only person there, because of this circumstances. There was a few others there with family circumstances, so I could sort of, half relate. A lot of people there because of, they're no good, Well, I think that's worldwide. A lot of people there because of mental issues, mental illness, because all the mental care facilities were closed down and those people pushed out onto the street, which is sad. Those people should have been getting proper care, but they were just, closed down and pushed out. And then lots and lots and lots of people with various substance abuse issues. And people, women out of jail, just out of jail. So a very, very scary place, and a heartbreaking place to be around. Then what happened was I was able to find somewhere in Frankston. This is the place I'm at the moment, Frankston. And so I'd come to Frankston, found a rental with a woman and all of that. And I was with a friend originally, and of course this friend, she lost her house, so we sort of came to Frankston. And this woman I moved to was a friend of the woman's place that I was originally at, and course this one in Frankston, she was very, very controlling, and she obviously had lots of mental issues, and she was one who was very much into witchcraft and tarot and star signs and all sorts of things like that. And I'm actually near the place, and we're going to walk past there in a while, so you can sort of have a look. But she was into all sorts of dark things, and it turns out she was all the time, making my rent higher and higher and higher, and not able to save anything. And thank you, Adrian. And she'd all the time be increasing the rent, increasing the bill, so no way I could save anything. She was stealing food and stealing things from me. She'd also every so often say, we've got to have a rental. Yeah, don't need to be there. I was there until September last year. And she was also like interfering with my food that I found out. I'd set a phone up to film there when I had to get out for the day. She'd say, "Oh, we've got a rental inspection, and the realtor, if they caught you here, there'd be big trouble and we'd get kicked out and all of that." So I'd have to go out, and that'd be quite often. Yeah, you remember that video? Yeah. And basically, she got very bad health happen in the last year. So we're talking 2022 to 2023. And she was in hospital a lot. And it was September last year, I made up my mind I was just going to get out of there. And she was in hospital for about a month. And so, and she wasn't really knowing that she wasn't getting the rent for that last month, because she'd want the rent given to her hand mostly, or if I couldn't sort of give it to her hand, she'd want it sort of in her bank account, but mostly in her hand. So of course no record of paying rent with that when it was in her hand, because when you sort of do it through your bank account, paying to somebody's bank account, well, of course, you've got the record on the bank statement. So basically, no records of that, so it made it difficult. But she was in the hospital for a month, and so I kept the rent back and saved that money. And of course, that was able to get me a deposit and to find another place and pay, a few weeks ahead and all of that. So I'd sort of moved out quickly and left lots of things behind, because I just couldn't afford to actually move those things, and thinking that I'd come back there. She was just out of hospital and jumping up and down when I left. She was probably out of hospital a couple of days, and then she said, "Oh, we've got a rent inspection, realtor inspection." And of course, she'd left some nasty notes and that during the realtor inspection. I actually filmed that, and it turns out that time the realtor did come. And the realtors were talking about her, and they didn't know that I was actually there. And this woman had actually told the realtor that, because she was a hoarder, where I was downstairs, that was where she'd actually go and sleep and cook and everything. So the realtor thought it was her doing it, and the realtor said, "Oh, well, Downstairs, where I was sort of at, actually downstairs isn't too bad. A little bit of dust, but it's all tidy and everything. Um, Although half the house was full of her things, or half my area was full of her things, or 3/4 of my area was full of her things, because she was a hoarder, and she had things stacked to the ceiling in every room upstairs in her part of the house, and basically just a walkway through. And the realtors were talking about how she's so scared of, getting asked to leave and that. And I think the realtor was actually quite kind-hearted in letting her stay. Oh, hi there, Miss Pretty Lady. Lots of people walking around here. It's quite a popular spot around here. But basically, she'd made me get out for the day, and she didn't realise that I hadn't paid her rent at that time yet either. And I was at that time looking for another place. So I set my phone up to film, and of course filmed the realtors coming and all of that, and sort of heard their side of the story when they're talking together and that. And they actually seem not bad people, the realtors. Definitely not the monsters. Definitely not the monsters that she made the realtors out to be. Then after the realtors had come, she came down to do an inspection of her own. And of course, she was cursing me out and swearing and all sorts of horrible things, and said all sorts of horrible things, and looking through all my stuff and scratching through all my stuff. And then she'd found my phone, sort of set up filming, and she'd knocked that down to the ground. I don't know if she knew it was filming or not, but she knocked it down to the ground, and lots of cursing and swearing with that one. And it was pretty traumatic watching the film of her. And I think that's sort of what some of you had seen that I'd showed or put onto YouTube, how I got to move from there. Somebody flying around. But then found this nice place, and that was in Cranbourne. I guess you could say about 10 miles away from this suburb, 10 or 15 miles away, and completely different. Nice people, nice place, everything provided, which was quite helpful, because I'd lost everything here in Frankston, because I'd sort of left of an evening and got out and just, packed all my clothes. I think you might have seen the video of me packing all my clothes and things, what I could take, and got out and just moved to this other place, and, paid their deposit, and paid everything up, rent in advance and all of that. And I'd sort of been hoping to be able to stay at that place in Cranbourne until everything sort of come together and I was ready to go to America. But that wasn't to be. Early September this year, I got notice that I had to, late August, early September, that I had to leave early September. So basically, found this place that I went to in Dandenong. And of course nothing was provided. Um, and of course I had nothing to sort of go with anyways, except clothes and filming equipment, phone and computer. That's basically all I had. Because I'd lost everything here in Frankston, because that woman where I was staying locked the house, changed the locks, said I couldn't even come back and get my things. And really, I was at a state where I could just let those things go, and I never wanted to see that woman again, and didn't want to deal with her. Maybe I could have got the police involved, but I just didn't want that. I just wanted just to get away from there and start again. But this nice place, I had to move because it was originally going to be about this time of year that I was going to have to leave there, because they were planning to go to the Philippines and to be there long term and to probably lease out the house, because I was just, I was just renting a room basically. Lease out the house or sell the house. The husband, he was Australian, but the wife was Philippine, and they were thinking of going to the Philippines and, retiring, settling down in the Philippines. And that was their plan. But the wife's dad got sick, and very, very sick, and he'd been sick for a while apparently, but things had turned to the worse. And so they had to leave much, much, much quicker, and they had to leave September. So, of course, I had to get out. Yes, Joy, yes, sometimes just... And yes, that was sort of at the back of my mind also, that I just didn't want the hassle, didn't want the stress. Better just to leave, and not making any animosity toward that woman or anything like that, just leaving. And leaving things up to God, yes. But basically, I'd left everything, like ovens, a computer, a big screen TV, and all sorts of things like that I'd left behind. But that's okay, because it's only things anyways. So, having to leave there quickly, but found this very nice place, but then having to leave quickly. And I attend church once a month now with a home church group, and they had a relatively new member. She'd come along to the home church group, and she was wanting to share her apartment, and so I sort of moved there quickly, and because I had to find somewhere quickly, and of course having nothing, I had to buy a bed, I had to buy bedding, I had to buy all sorts of things, just to have, things to stay, and of course bought a lot of those on Afterpay, and what money I had as well. Yes, that's true, Joy. Yes, angry people, and just to depart in peace, just to not have vengeance. So I had to buy all these things on Afterpay, and of course that had cleaned me out. I actually have a line of credit on Afterpay of $2,500 Australian dollars. Afterpay, you could use things like, buying things like beds and electrical things and whatever. Basically, just works like a credit card. But yeah, basically after getting notice, I've paid everything off on my Afterpay. I only have $62 outstanding on my Afterpay. So basically I got, but I don't think you can sort of use it on rent or anything. I don't think. But I've now got $2,430 line of credit. I've only got $62 to pay off, and I'll be paying that off and clearing it completely next week, or late this week, when YouTube pays me the ad revenue. I have it'll work out at around $100 Australian that I'm getting ad revenue, so I'll pay off the rest of my Afterpay there and clear that completely. So basically, I won't have any debts. Basically, paid the phone bill, so I've cleaned myself out financially, but I've paid all my bills, so that's one thing. Moving to this other place, I'd also, help this woman out by getting Wi-Fi put on, and of course that's made my phone bill more. $50 a month, and she had sort of agreed to give me 25, half of that. But I didn't need to have Wi-Fi either, because I had unlimited internet on my phone, so that's all I needed. I could upload videos with my phone and live stream with my phone. But of course, she's wanting Wi-Fi for her TV and that, and it just wouldn't work for her to hotspot TV to my phone, because I'm up and out with my phone using it, and so of course she'd have no internet. So I'd helped her out by getting, Wi-Fi set up. So, that's an extra cost. But basically, where I've been living, culturally, we're just too different. She'd claimed to be a Christian, and I'm guessing she probably is, but she is, turned out she's very sort of controlling, and it could be, just because of where she's from. She's from India, a Tamil background, not originally Christian, originally Hindu, and I think there's some hangovers from all of that, and just, huge cultural differences. Very, very different to the Philippine lady and her husband. Their culture much more westernized, much more similar to, American culture, and easier to get along with. But yeah, basically having to move. Oh, thank you, Joy. Yes, I do need prayers, and I need prayers for a miracle to find a peaceful place and to get back to America. I have no family here in Australia. I only came here because of, being sent back here by the Department of Foreign Affairs, and also hoping to sort out my mother's things. I was born in Australia, and my claimed mother was Australian. But there's actually some doubt about that too. It's sort of very likely that she may not have been my mother, but had been my aunt. It also works out that my real father, not the adopted people, but my real father was American. And of course, whenever I went to America, when I was living in Indonesia, and we're living quite well, I'd been to America a number of times, and I always felt at home in America, and always felt like America was calling me. And of course, living in Asia, I was so often, a large part of the expat community that I was hanging out with. Of course, we're American also. And, just coming to America, it just feels like home. And Australia was never my home. And of course, the people I was with, grew up with, I've got no ties with any of those anymore. And of course, both my foster parents are now dead, but I ran away at 16 and a half from them. My male fosterer, I will not call him father, was a high-functioning alcoholic. And he'd be drunk in the pub 3 times, 4 times per week, something like that, but drinking every night. And very, very abusive. That got me, and then in under a year, that had their first child. And of course, I pretty much grew up just being unwanted and being abused. And of course, they were more worried about what everybody would think also. So, they didn't sort of turn me out on the streets like they probably would have wanted to, because what would everybody say? And I always knew that I wasn't theirs, because I didn't look anything like them. And it was obvious that I was a very different ethnicity than any of them as well. Very, very different. It was obvious. They very, very Mediterranean, Eastern European looking, and of course, me looking like stepping straight out of Norway. Obviously, everybody knew. Oh yes, all good, Heather. Thank you, I appreciate that. And of course, everybody knew I wasn't theirs, and they knew I wasn't theirs, and they treated me as such. And I grew up basically as just being a Cinderella, there to serve them, and also a punching bag. He'd get drunk and lash out and absolutely whip me. Didn't touch his own kids. He also would beat his wife as well, the female foster. He'd also beat her, and so she left when I was 16. Have a friend from Norway? Awesome. Amen and amen. Awesome. So basically, she left when I was 16 because she couldn't take, the abuse that he gave out to her either. And of course, she abused me also. And I mean, that's probably a hangover from where she was raised. Her father was also an alcoholic and a wife beater, so I guess that sort of thing was normalised to her, and it was only that she sort of couldn't take it anymore and got out at when I was 16. Didn't touch his own kids, of course, and a lot of hatred between me and That's interesting, Joy. Your friend from Norway is a pro photographer. Awesome. And basically, I got out 6 months after I'd made friends with a pen pal program that I'd started in school, and a Indonesian Chinese family in Indonesia, and they were Buddhist, and I'd actually moved to them when I first moved to Indonesia, and their son ended up being my common law husband. And of course, I did know the name of Jesus growing up. The Foster family were Christian in name. He'd be drunk in the pub Saturday night, but every Sunday he'd be at church, and he'd be at Bible study before church, and then would be at church every Sunday. And of course, every church meeting he'd be there. A Christian in name, but not really in life. With the way that he'd sort of treat others when others didn't realise. Very much one who'd want to keep a high social standing, but in secret. Oh yes, my channel is monetised. Yes, Heather, my channel's been monetised for like about 3 years. I think, something like that, 3 years. Yeah, thank you, Heather. But he was very much one for appearances, so if I'd do something that he thought shamed him, of course I'd be absolutely flayed alive and absolutely whipped. One time he threw a knife at me, and I don't know if you can see here, this scar is where I caught it. Don't know if you can see that, but it's probably hard to see with the shadows, but yeah. That's where I caught the knife when he threw the knife at me. But they had a farm where I grew up, and loved the farm animals and that sort of thing, and loved the outdoors, but the people not so much. So ran away to Indonesia, and of course I'd sort of dabbled in Buddhism because the family was Buddhist, so dabbled in Buddhism, and also with the way the church had treated me, or Christian people had treated me, it was very easy just to leave that behind. But of course, I did know the name of Jesus, and at church and Sunday school had learnt quite a lot of Bible passages and hymns, and sort of would have to memorise, passages and all that sort of thing. So I did know the name of Jesus. Baptised as an infant, but with me now, I don't sort of put much store in, and that's just me. Maybe others have different opinions in infant baptism. But had dabbled in Buddhism, and would even go to temples and that sort of thing, with my partner, with him, and of course would go to temples then when I was living in Thailand. And even when I came to Australia, then would sometimes go to the Buddhist temple. I guess you could say I was red-pilled COVID when that happened. Basically, that's when I was red-pilled. And but not long before COVID, I met somebody, and it was in a work program I was doing, and she was Christian, and it was just before Christmas, and because she was giving everybody who she was there with Christmas gifts, small gift, chocolates and things, but also containing a card and a tract and a CD. And I'd listened to the CD and read the tract, and there was something about the tract that really moved me. And hearing the name of the Lord, and hearing that, Jesus actually really did love me and would come after me, I actually turned my life back towards Christ. Then COVID happened, and everything sort of ground to a halt. And of course, I'd made a Facebook post about what's the use, and don't know if I can carry on, and all sorts of things. And of course, this lady, she had friended me during this time when I was working with her, and she didn't sort of really keep up with me. She got lots of things to do and everything, and life. But I think the Lord had moved her to see this post, and she'd seen this post, and she reached out to me, and I'd sort of laid out how I couldn't. We were all locked down, couldn't go to church. All the churches were closed. And just how life was, and how horrible things were, and all of that. And she'd seen that post, and she reached out. And so she and her husband led a home church group, and so they'd come and get me every Sunday, and we'd hold a service, and we'd study and all of that. And it was sort of during the time of COVID, so things sort of were done on the hush hush, because if getting caught, we'd be in big trouble. There was a curfew, and one wasn't allowed to go more than 3 miles from home or anything like that, and not be outside of home without good reason, and all sorts of things like that. But then, and of course the video is on my channel as well. I'd always felt I didn't think I was truly baptized, because not a believer's baptism, but just an infant baptism. So I was born again, and that video is actually live streamed on my channel somewhere. I think it's in the testimonies playlist. So that's there, and for everybody to watch. And I will say that I am a Christian, and Jesus, I accept you, and Jesus, I don't reject you, and I will say his name, and of course I'll testify toward him to anyone. So basically started attending home church group there, and the way they sort of do things is they'll sort of mentor mentor people for a while, and then people go out and make new home church groups and that sort of thing, who've been mentored, and then they just meet up sort of like once a month or once every few months or whatever, once everybody sort of moved out. But this woman was a new attendee at the church home group where I'd moved to, and of course they've known me much longer than what they've known her, and things didn't sort of work out very well with this lady from I believe she's from northern India, I think. Very different culture, a very different way of doing things. And they seem to be very controlling and very demanding people, this lady that I moved with. My home church group, they're from a different region of India and a different language group, and a different culture too. And they were also Christian from Christian families, so you know, very different ways of thinking and doing things. Yeah. But now a lot of worry about finding somewhere. Do you want to have a bit of a walk around a bit more? We should walk around a bit more and show you a bit more, and then we might just end it. I do have a link. I do have a link posted in chat at the top of chat, pinned. If anybody does want to help me in any way, that's much appreciated. I mean, you can super chat through YouTube, but of course, basically YouTube takes about 40% or a bit over 40% of those. So, you know, the PayPal link can often be a bit better for that, but that's totally up to anybody. But we'll walk on and have a look around here. I'd been sitting there a while and just, you know, sharing things, and probably should walk around a bit more. What's my sound quality like and video quality like still? I haven't checked. I found out this woman here in Frankston, where I went to and left from a year ago. I heard that she died August this year, with all the bad health issues that she'd had. We're going to go near where the house is, and we'll actually look at the back of it. Yeah, I've lived, I guess you could say, a varied life, Heather. You know, I've lived and travelled around the world and gone through all sorts of traumas, and it's always I just start to get back on my feet. Oh, thank you, Suzanne. Your bandwidth's not great, so yeah, I totally understand that. Totally understand. I'm just hoping my bandwidth's okay, because you know, I'm out with my phone using mobile internet. Oh wow, look at these ducks down here. I don't know if I can zoom here or not. No, it's not going to let me zoom. Oh, thank you, Heather. Amazing heart and full of strength. Oh, thank you. You're too kind. But you know, this last thing 2 weeks ago nearly had me giving up, if you know what I mean. Nearly had me giving up and you know, just calling it a day, if you know what I mean. And I've reached out to a few of you all on YouTube. Basically, you all are what I see as being my family, because I don't have any family. Time here, just see if I can get it up on my watch. 4:52 p.m. here. Is that you, Heather? Oops, lost that now. I was just tapping my watch to bring it up on my sports watch and I've brought something else up. I'm thinking it's probably coming up to midday. Because I started this a bit after 10. So it would probably be like 11:40 something, whatever, AM, local time here. 11:54 AM. But you know, I'd sort of you know, was very close to just calling it a day, I guess you could say. Yeah, Pacific time, yeah. Yeah, Heather, yeah, Pacific time. But of course, you know, I'd reached out to a couple of creators, creators who I sort of have phone numbers to, and Messenger, on the same Messenger, friends on Messenger, friends on Facebook or Instagram or what have you. Such wonderful friends as like Gail and Jan and Nancy, and of course, you know, they've rallied around me. Adrienne, Todd, all wonderful fellow YouTubers, and you know, I see you all and as being my family, and so you know, I do have the phone numbers that I do actually call some of you and reach out. Oh, thank you, Miss Pretty Lady, I appreciate that. And you know, they've said it straight to me, your family, Ariella, your family, and you know, I really appreciate that, because as in actual family, I don't have it, you know, of my own. I don't have any kids. I was never able to have kids, and had a lot of issues with that. Oh, thank you, Smoky Mountain Blessed, thank you. That's so appreciated. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Oh, hi there, Jan. That's fine. That's fine. And you know, I was just talking about how I've reached out to you all, and you know, you've said so strongly that I'm family, and you've just outpoured prayer upon me, and that's really meant so much. Meant more than what you all know. Or maybe you do all know what it means, because you've all had people reach out to you in the past. Oh, thank you, Miss Pretty Lady. Yeah, I'm in Frankston at the moment. I thought I'd walk around the outdoor trail and do my live here around the outdoor trail. And I'm actually very near to the place where I used to live in Frankston. With the woman who, let's just say she had some possession issues. I believe that she was probably possessed or something. Thank you, Jan. I hadn't been near this house for a couple of months. This woman, she died in August, I heard. And of course, when I left from there, she sent all sorts of nasty messages and tried to dox my YouTube channel and did all sorts of things when I left. Oh, thank you, and I really appreciate you coming in. Thank you so much. Yeah, I must catch another one of Donnie's videos when he's painting. I oftentimes don't get to comment because it's on my watch later list and just runs through and I fall asleep. But you know, I really do enjoy those videos too. Oh, Laurie's World. Hi there, Laurie. But I really do enjoy those videos as well. And yeah, I was just saying, Jan, it was that I'd have to be out of where I was living on Thursday, which is tomorrow for me. But you know, all the prayer that you've outpoured, it has softened her heart a little, and I now have until the 11th of December, and then I've got to get out. And of course, still a big worry, not having any money saved or anything, able to get a deposit or anything. So still big worries there. I have cleared off and paid out virtually everything that I've got on Afterpay. I've only got $62 outstanding on Afterpay, so I've cleared that. Basically only got a little bit on PayPal Pay in 4 to clear, and then I'll have those debts cleared. We're getting very close to the house in Frankston. Don't know if you'll be able to see up there or not, but we'll point up towards there. Don't know what sort of state the house is in. Oh, hi there, Jennifer. Great to see you. Things ain't always popping up. But yeah, you know, really, really great to see you, and really appreciate seeing you. Really appreciate seeing you, and great to see you. But yeah, that's That's the place I was at, and looks like there's been some workmen there just clearing up. Because I'd say probably still a fair bit of her stuff's in that house from when she died. So they've probably got lots of work going on. Yeah, it is a pretty trail. We were just looking up towards the house where I used to live in Frankston with the nasty woman. This trail was quite a blessing in, you know, that I could get out into nature while living in such a horrible house, but such a beautiful trail at the back on the other side of the creek from it. But you know, yeah, we're just looking towards the backyard of the house where I used to live in Frankston. Oh, that's great. Yeah, I'm so glad you're still here listening, Adrian, and really appreciate that. But yes, it is a beautiful trail, yes. Oh yes, and laundry, yes. I've got a stack of laundry that I've got to do. I haven't really felt like doing it. So yeah, I've got a stack of laundry I've got to sometime do, and I haven't sort of eaten much in the last 2 weeks anyways. Mostly work clothes, yeah, totally understand that. Haven't really eaten much in the last 2 weeks. You know, feeling fairly depressed and fairly flat, and don't really feel like eating. Maybe it'll be good on the scales next time I jump on a set of scales. Yeah, do me good to get outside. Well, the sun's not too bright today. I've got to get out of Dandenong too anyways. That's the suburb where I'd moved to, the house that I've got to get out of now. There's a lot of people who have come to Australia, and they're from a certain continent, and I know Jan knows the story because I told Jan. I was just making video messages to message Jan and to message to Gail and to Todd and maybe Adrian or Nancy or somebody, and these individuals thought I was filming them, and then oh, thank you, Adrian. Oh, thank you, Miss Pretty Lady. Thank you, Jan. But these people, because I was wearing similar to what I'm wearing now, these people wouldn't understand that I was actually sending you all a message, and they're getting quite angry and quite shouty, yelling and shouting and screaming, and accusing me of calling them, accusing me of being a racist. Because wearing what I'm wearing now, or similar to what I'm wearing now. What have I missed here? Push, pray until something happens. Yeah, great point. He makes no mistakes. Yeah, thank you, Adrian. Thank you. But that was a very, very scary situation around those people too. Absolutely frightening. Because I was just minding my own business, you know, trying to send you all a message, and then they think I'm filming them. Maybe they were doing something illegal. I don't know. But the same sort of people as there's been trouble with in Ohio. Or at least they appear to be the same sort of people. But I think it might be from their original continent, not actually from Haiti, if you know what I mean. But, you know, that's absolutely frightened me. And I mean, this suburb where I'm walking around, Frankston, it's not the nicest suburb, but it's far, 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 far better than Dandenong, where I'd been the last 2 months. And that's really saying something. But we're just walking along the street now, and we'll have a look at the front of the house where I was living here in Frankston. Because I thought, yes, it'd be interesting for you all, but also interesting just to get along that woodland trail along the creek and see some nature. And I know you all love to see that too, and love to see the nature. I do know that. But we'll walk around here and then back down to the seats where I was seated before. And then we might call it a day. I've been going an hour and 57. Didn't think I'd be doing a 2-hour live stream, but you know, that won't hurt my watch time. And I mean, everybody's had quite a drop in watch time this year. YouTube sort of started, I think, not accepting people watching playlists. And I think that sort of cut down the watch time. I believe, I mean, that mightn't be the case, but just what it looks like. Yeah, it's crazy how people react if you don't agree with them, yes. And it's absolutely crazy, you know, the hatred that's been directed toward us of more, you know, conservative leanings. And especially, you know, those of us who support a man who really wants to make things great again. Well, this is the house where I used to live in Frankston, and I cannot see here, but it seems like it's been cleaned up. Well, yes, I think that's purges on subscriber numbers that you're meaning. Is that right, Jan? Yeah, that's been cleaned up here, actually. That's the house I was at, because there was a lot of stuff there. Huge amounts. You know, under under the garage, the carport, under the porch, stuck to the roof, also under the porch and in the garage and things. So I believe they've cleaned it out since she's died. Watch hours and subscribers, yeah, that's interesting to know, Jan, yeah. I guess they just subtract everything that they think has come from a playlist, I guess. And I mean, you know, that's just what it is. But we're going to walk back down and back around, and I'll get back near that seat, and then we will call it for the day. And I've probably got to put this onto power bank. I'm not sure that's the only reason. Well, yeah, who knows? Nobody knows except somebody who is actually inside YouTube, I guess. And maybe they don't even know in a lot of cases. Yeah, love that bridge, yeah. Yeah, it's quite a charming bridge. That's actually the bridge I'd be on when I was filming some B-roll for the Ozempic playlist. For anybody who remembers that one. I haven't sort of done an update of Ozempic for ages. Things have sort of plateaued really on weight loss from that. You know, in time and when I'm in a place to be able to do so. Susan's had some very interesting videos. Susan of the Hillbilly Chicken Ranch. She's had some very, very interesting videos about some alternatives. I mean, I was put onto Ozempic for diabetes too. That's why I was put onto Ozempic, and of course I wanted the weight loss, but you don't get covered by insurance for just weight loss. For Ozempic, only people who have been diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. And I've got to go to the doctor tomorrow. Monday I went to pathology and got some bloods taken. A1C, fasting levels, kidney, everything, you know, that the doctors want. And I've got an appointment tomorrow morning. And yeah, I'm a bit worried, what are these numbers going to be like? You know, especially after all the stress of the last 2 weeks. Wow, some little pears on that tree. Don't know if you can see them. I mean, they're far, far, far from ripe. I think they would only be ripe in about March, I would think. But we are going to sit down and have a bit more of a chit chat soon. Oh, Lillian Brutus just accosted me with leeks. Oh wow. Oh, that's something I'd love too, is be somewhere that I could have pets around. I haven't had pets since I was a little girl, actually, and I do miss it. You know, living all around the world and being in places where, you know, I couldn't have a dog or a cat or any pets, and I do miss that. So, you know, a homestead in the States where I could have some pets around and have some chickens around would be lovely. You know, just to have some chickens, and even just to have like a feeder pig around. You know, it would be really, really amazing to have again. But we're coming up to where there's some park benches, and we'll sit down and have a bit more of a chit chat, and then we'll call it for the day. And of course, I appreciate everybody who might not be here now but will watch this one later. I really, really, really appreciate that. Oh yes, take care, Jan, and thank you so much for coming in, and thank you so much for keeping me running. I really appreciate it. I'm going to sit down in a minute and you know, we'll wind this live stream up and say bye for now. But I'll sit down first and click on the screen, see if I've missed anything. Because, you know, the messages don't always pop up on screen either. And of course, being out and about, I don't have you all running on my computer to keep up with messaging. Yeah, good night, Jan, and thank you so much. Oh, the bus or the train ride? Thank you. Yeah, maybe I should do another one of those again. Maybe. Go and sit here, see if I can get somewhere where there's a bit of shade to sit. You know, the sun's pretty savage on my skin. Yeah, I must do, when I'm feeling a bit better place, I'll have to do that again. I might do another dance video, because I've got all this dance footage from when I was at the market a month back, and you know, got all this dance footage, so I might sort of do a video on that. Maybe. Get this thing sitting up here. I will remind everybody before I go, type drop, D-R-O-P, and get Nightbot just to share your channel link out again. Do that, and you know, get your channel link shared out. But we are going to call things soon. Now I'm copying, and hopefully I did blank the microphone off. I did touch the screen where the microphone is. Hopefully I blanked that off and not cop your ears out. Who do we still have here with us before we do call it? Because we are going to call it here pretty soon. 5 minutes and we'll call it a day. We'll cut it off at 2 hours and 15. I'm a bit OCD about numbers on live streams. I like to have round numbers. And that's because when I finish and I see how many hours it says, it's sort of interesting just to compare the hours run compared to the hours watched. You're probably all laughing at me at that one. Nothing wrong with that. Thank you, Adrian. I'm back. Thank you, Jan. I just blanked the sound because I had to cough, and hopefully I did blank the sound. Hopefully. Oh, there's a helicopter flying around out there somewhere. I agree, yep. And now my nails are falling off. I need to glue these nails back on again. You'll be all laughing. Yeah, they're all falling off. Or one's fallen off already. I'll have to glue them back on. You'll be all having a giggle at that one. But yeah, just type drop and get your link shared out quickly before I do end this. A couple more minutes and then I will end this live and let you all get on with what you want to do. Some of you are still cooking supper, others are doing a few chores, and others are getting ready for bed. I guess, depending on whether you're at Eastern Standard Time or Pacific Standard Time on what you are doing. 4 different time zones sort of makes quite a difference. Oh, thank you, Mike. Thank you, Mike. Pretty great to see you. And yeah, really appreciate that. But just talking about some of the worries that I've got, and huge big worries, and praying for a miracle, and praying that I could be back among you all in America within a couple of months. If things sort of worked out, it would be within 2 months, I think, because basically just a little bit of wait time, getting a passport, and then when I could get flights, really. So, it would be within a couple of months. Wouldn't it be lovely? And wouldn't it be lovely to be among you all when there's still snow on the ground? That would be wonderful. And it'd be good for me to be out of the sun, which is playing havoc for my skin. Like I said, I've got doctor's appointment tomorrow where I'll get the update to see what the A1C numbers and kidney numbers and all that is looking like. Cholesterol numbers and whatnot. It's a bit of a worry because I don't know what the current stress will do to those numbers. So that's a bit of a worry, and that's tomorrow. Actually, about this time tomorrow I'll know, so I might have to keep you all updated on that. Anyways, we are really going to call it now for the day. I've got to put this phone onto my power bank. It's the live's sort of run long enough. So I'm going to thank everybody who's come in here. I'm going to thank everybody who's given a super. Oh, the S word, yes. I'm just going to thank everyone who watches this one later. And, oh, yes. Well, I love that stuff, Jan. And I haven't seen it in so long. You're probably laughing at me. I love that stuff. I also love fall colours. Oh, thank you, Jan. Love you all too. Love you, Jan. Also, Adrian, Jamie, Nancy, Joy, Todd, Miss Pretty Lady, everybody who's been here. Joy, I'm terrible on names. Yeah, I won't say the S word, yes. Yeah, gotta go too. But a big thank you to you all, and also a big thank you to everybody who runs this later, because I know quite a few do come back and run this later. So yeah, we are going to call it now. So take care. God bless. And until next time, bye bye.